Subra, I made a mistake. I should have listened to you earlier. This is what one girl told me. And what had happened was she had lost her mother a few years ago, and her father was army person, of course retired long ago, and he had a good pension. He had medical cover, and he was staying alone with and he had one servant who would come and cook and clean the house, etc., etc. The daughter was staying about 350 kilometers away, and she would talk to him regularly, almost on a daily basis, just to find out how is he. And he had nephews and other nieces. He had a younger sibling also. So a lot of people would talk to him, etc. And he was about 84, 85 years of age, maybe 85. And and he was looking after his finances. And I kept telling his daughter that, look, I know he's financially independent, etc. But it is absolutely essential for daughters or sons to look after their money at some stage, when you are not sure whether all their abilities to comprehend what is being told to them is something which they remember. So she kept postponing, typically, because it is a little boring to do, it's a little touchy, and the worst thing is she is the only daughter here, because the other daughter is in US, and she keeps saying that she is very well off, etc. I mean, she comes once in a year, she stays with her father, all that's fine. But the father is typically, as you can imagine, very adamant, saying, I will not shift out of this house. I will not live in a senior citizen home. I will not live with my daughter. It's got nothing to do with daughter. He would not live with his son also. He doesn't have a son, that's a different thing. But he wouldn't live with his daughter, not because of that I should not live in my daughter's house kind of a thing. He would not live with his son or daughter, whatever, and he was alone. Now, his daughter was not doing anything for him in a big way, but she thought he was handling everything on his own. So once she went home and she found accidentally, completely accidentally, some check which had come, which was some reimbursement or something, which was lying there unattended. She also found that he was taking a rick to go very long distance to get letters from the army, so that he could go to a nearby big hospital and get things done free. So what would have cost you 450 rupees was costing him perhaps 50 rupees. So to save that 400 rupees, he was spending approximately 200 rupees on auto, going there, standing and getting it, and the children had no need for the money. So what happens is, your parents get confused about money. You also perhaps send conflicting signals saying, oh, we can't afford this or something like that. So parents get into a trap saying, oh, if I save 1 rupee, I can give 1 rupee to my kids, right? So whatever be the reason, his financials were a mess. He had invested in mutual funds. He had taken the help of some bank RM. He was in the bank RM, typically said, sir, you are a senior citizen, so you should put all the money in dividend plans. Dividend plans were never good. Now they've become a disaster because of the way it is being taxed. The dividend from a mutual fund is not a redemption of profits, but it is a redemption of your principal also. So a lot of the tax that he was paying was on principal being withdrawn. So it was a big mess. And he was trying to live frugally so that he could leave more money for his children. But luckily for me, the daughter at least found out, and she trusted me more than she trusted her husband. Husband also knew all this, but he would never actively look after the family money. It was she who was taking care of the family money between husband, wife and children. But nobody had attended to the father's money, and the father thought he was doing a great job. So what was wrong with his portfolio? He was paying huge tax because of the stupid way of keeping money in dividend plans, which was perhaps unnecessary. he had put money in a PMS where he was completely getting ripped off. And will you even believe this? He had kept money in some government debt and debt funds, and he was paying 2% annual charges over and above the plan charges. He was in regular plans, and he was paying asset management fees to a brokerage firm to keep money in debt, right? So the debt portion was being managed for a fee. The equity portion was being managed for a fee other than the fee paid to the asset management company. His bank was debiting him some charges which he had no clue of understanding what it was, and he didn't even bother finding out. It didn't matter. Of course it didn't matter. But for the man who was trying to save 200 rupees or he thought he was saving 400 rupees, and he was spending 200 rupees on auto, standing in a queue, getting a letter, running from pillar to post in the big hospital, saying from where you can get the concession for an army man. That effort was not worthwhile. And he was paying at least unnecessary expenses of about 2-3 lakhs on his portfolio, which was completely avoidable, and he had no clue that he was paying. The daughter also had no clue, so she said, "Oh, this is okay, that is okay." I said, "Do you even understand what you're paying?" Then I had to work out and tell her what she was doing. She realized what a mess it was. It would have been worthwhile employing a BCom who would come every day and sort out things, or you needed him perhaps once a month. So 12 days of a BCom wouldn't cost you more than 12,000 rupees. Let's put it at 25,000 rupees. You would have still saved 2,75,000. So first of all, most portfolios need help beyond the age of 70. Don't think people beyond the age of 70 should handle it on their own, unless they've proven capabilities. I have an uncle a mama who at 80 can handle his portfolio, but he's the exception, he's not the rule, right? There are people who will have a big messy real estate portfolio which they can't do anything because they can't travel, right? So be careful about what kind of a portfolio you're building, because when you're 25 you need a portfolio which has growth. At 50 you want stability, at 70 and 80 you want simplicity. But if your parent has not done it, it is your job to step in and do it. I've done many blogs on this, I've done videos on this. It is the family responsibility to look after your parents' portfolio, right? So make sure that you look after your parents' portfolio. Sit down with your siblings, talk about it. It is not that all parents will think, oh, he wants some money, so he is looking after. Ask them if they need help. They may not admit it, but they don't even admit that they have dementia. Many people do not admit that they have dementia, because dementia has no other symptom except loss of memory. So the person goes to the bank, withdraws the money, leaves the cash on the table of the cashier and comes home, then finds out that then his son found out that he's got dementia because the bank has a debit. But the bank, when he went to the bank said, "Yes sir, he withdrew," and then he left the cashier. Luckily he left it on the cashier table. Cashier picked it and kept it aside, and that money could be recovered. But what happens if he had kept it in some other place? What happened if he had kept it in a different place in the bank itself? Some other person may have picked it up, right? So your parents will need support, sometimes for basic banking, sometimes for paying your electricity bill, telephone bill, etc. Sometimes to handle mutual fund. If you don't want complexity, go into an index fund, go direct. You don't need anything more than that beyond the age of 80. You need a small amount in equity to beat inflation for the next 20 years. I'm not saying you don't need. But if you have an index pension, maybe you don't need that also. So simplify. It's very important that beyond your age of 60, 70, you start simplifying your portfolio, or help your parents to simplify the portfolio. Make sure that you have in assets which they can understand. Create a regular pension, do whatever you want, but simplify it if they are going to handle it, or take full responsibility and handle it. It is your money, right? It is your parents, your money. Take charge and handle it. But don't keep it in your name. If you have given bank guarantees, etc., make sure that the money is not lost or destroyed because of some foolishness of yours. But they do need help. They may not admit it. Go check out. You will find that they need help. Thank you.